So do you want to know a secret about how I find time to hike and I fit it into my life on a weekly basis? Keep watching, I'll share how. I think a lot of times we think that hiking has to be this big thing. Maybe we have to drive far, we have to tackle a mountain, and it really doesn't have to be. So what the things that I try to do is I try to fit hiking into my everyday life. So I had to drive to pick my daughter up for Thanksgiving break from college. So I'm here, I made a little stop at White Clay Creek. This is just going to be a really quick, easy hike. A lot of the park is closed right now for hunting. That's how Delaware state parks do their hunting. They close down the trails for a period of days or a couple weeks. They do have a few open. So yeah, this is called making the most of running an errand. And while I wait for my daughter to get done classes, I get to experience a beautiful hike. All right, so this is what we are looking for. We're going to do the Millstone Trail because this is open to hiking during hunting season. Got some pretty berries here. So if you're looking to hike somewhere that you don't have to worry about the blaze orange, you don't have to worry about hunters, I would definitely look into the Delaware State Parks. They have some very good information on their website about exactly what trails are open, when things are closed for hunting season. So even if a majority of the trails in a particular park, like the one I'm at today, White Clay Creek, are closed, there are still some that are open. So pretty rolling hills in this area. So I may not always get to climb the highest mountain or hike in exotic places all the time, but what I am is wildly consistent. And that's because I have built a lifestyle that allows me to hike in so many different places. And like I said, when I run an errand, when we travel, when I have things to do, I'll find a quick little stop to go and take a hike. And I really find that it adds a lot of enjoyment to your day. And it's great to always get outside, even if it's just for a little bit. All right, so let's talk for a minute about Delaware State Park. So Delaware State Parks do charge a fee. I find I'm spoiled by Pennsylvania because all of our parks are free, but you will pay a small admission fee at the Delaware State Parks. Now, my family spends a lot of time in Delaware. We get the annual park pass. Each one of these little thorn bushes and in these weeds here, you can see just so many of the berries, some of them red, some of them splitting open from the yellow, and then just little pops of red through in here, and lots of birds as well. So you can see a couple of these trees are just hanging on the edge here with all the erosion. Some years, it's always a challenge when the leaves fall to try to find which way the trail goes. So it's about 50 degrees today. The sun hasn't really come out, so it's making it feel a little bit colder, but not too bad. This is definitely a place with a lot of bird activity. I just saw a blue jay, I saw a crow, saw a hawk, a woodpecker. So I'm trying to film, but they hear you crunch in the leaves and they take off. This season can really be challenging because you make a lot of noise even when you're trying not to. So my advice to you is if you want to hike more, what you have to do is find a way to fit hiking into your regular life. Are you running an errand? Go run that errand, look for a park that's nearby, find a quick little trail, get out for that walk. The contrast of these red berries and then this green moss here. I just think this is really beautiful, and I seem to notice it more in the winter. It falls off the branches. I know a lot of people that when they take their kids to sports practice, they find a nearby trail or a field, they walk around while the kids practice. And I think when you start thinking of hiking as just maybe a little something that you sprinkle in here or there, you'll find that you're doing it more. It's great to go out for those long hikes and drive far for those places. That's amazing, and I love doing that too. But what keeps me hiking consistently is finding ways to fit hiking into my life every day. We had some rain just the other night, but you can see how low water levels are here. So one pretty cool thing is once all the leaves drop off the trees and the brush has died down, it's very neat to see poison ivy vines and strangler vines and things, wisteria, what they can do to a tree. So you can see a whole bunch crawling up this one, a whole bunch climbing up that one, some on that one. All right, so this is what the pond looks like. I figured it would be on the lower side with how the little bit of lack of rain and things we've had. But let's walk down here and get a better look. For a minute I thought maybe that was a dock or something from the distance, but it is just maybe a pump or a drainage area. It looks like a drainage ditch. Pretty neat little cluster of rocks here. So no swimming. I don't know who in their right mind would swim here. It looks very shallow and very disgusting. But yeah, they're telling you not to. This is a catch and release area. All right, so we've seen the pond. We're gonna make our way back. So I was just looking at the pond, and off in the distance away from the pond is a great blue heron. So I have a little footage to show you of that I got with my real camera. The blue jays are pretty much everywhere on this hike. Sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't, but I almost always carry my Canon EOS R7 on the hikes. This is my preferred camera for shooting wildlife and things like that. Now, I don't always bring my zoom lens with me, but I just like having this because in situations like when you can see that heron or you see a bird, you're just able to zoom in so much easier than you would be with a GoPro. And every time I don't bring it, I usually regret it. Many times I lug this thing with me and I don't see anything, but when I do, it is so worth it to have it with me. There is a whole maze of different trails back here. We're gonna keep following Millstone. Seems to be the theme of my filming lately. I go out to film, sun's out, I get out there, sun goes in. I get about 1 minute of the sun in the video. So yeah, it's one of those days. This is what November is like. It's very unpredictable. I'm at the end of the trailhead. You can hear some families playing at the playground. But I hope you found these tips helpful. I hope this helps you incorporate the outdoors and hiking more into your everyday life. Stay tuned to see what the algorithm suggests for you. There's some suggested videos and playlists and things that'll play at the end of this.